Hi guys, good day. So today we just thought of sharing our story for the purpose of, inspiring and motivating, and let it be a testimony to God and also a motivational reference, for people who are hoping to get married to their life partners and they don't even know where to start from, to marry, to build career and all that. So my name is Kingsley and I'm here with my wife, Miriam. So basically, I think it all started when I made up my mind to get married to her. Not even to her, Generally, I was just ready for marriage. And when I say I was ready, it didn't mean I had a lot of money. If it was about money, then I was not ready. But I was ready in the sense that my mind was made up. I knew what I wanted. I knew the kind of temperament I could deal with. I knew the kind of lady I could put up with. So I was looking for that kind of stuff within my circle. I was just sitting around, casually. Mind you, what we are sharing is not a template for everybody. It's just a testimony. But I know if you're a person of faith, someone that believes God, you might just find it to be also a template that matches what you're dealing with, okay? So first of all, I didn't have a job. I was a lawyer, and that was 2016, 2017. I didn't have, a steady source of income, but I had monies coming here and there, Anyway, I remember that day I was searching through Facebook, normal young guy looking at beautiful ladies and, searching through, swiping up and down. And I saw that a friend of mine had my wife as a mutual friend. My sister was a mutual friend also. My own sister was also her mutual friend. So I'm like, okay. So I looked her up. I liked her, and said, okay, let me just say hello to this lady that I liked because she's mutual friend to my sister and my friend, right? That was how we started talking.
Sent me a request now.
So I sent her a request. She accepted. We started saying hello, hi. I think from there we exchanged contact. But on getting to know her better, I realized that she had a boyfriend. Okay, a very serious, in quotes, relationship that she was also building and all that. But I liked her values. She was not all over the place and all that. So we started talking as friends, but nothing serious though. So she would tell me about her boyfriend. So I remember one day my wife called me and said, "Hey Kingston, sorry, I need your assistance," because I was living in Abuja. She was also somewhere, I think in Kaduna.
No, then I was still in Owerri, yes.
Okay, she was in Owerri. So she calls me and she says, "Please help me go to so police station. I want you to help me apply for bail for someone." So on getting there, it was her boyfriend. So I was able to process the bail and all that. She was the one who paid me. So she was that kind of friend, we were just friends. And some time along the line, we lost contact with each other.
Yeah.
For a long time, we didn't speak. I went about my business, she too. Then later again, I remember I was praying. I said, "God, I've had so many failed relationships." I was actually crying. I was like, "God, hold me by your hand and lead me." She remembers. That was my prayer. I said, "God," I don't know how to make a choice. I'm carnal. What I'm looking for might not be what I need. Do you understand? So I was like, "God, just hold me by my hand and put me in the marriage." Right? And somehow she sent me a message. Her favorite song. I always tell her that was how she asked me out. So she sent me Jehovah Ebenezer, that one kind of song. So I liked the song. I called her, I said, "How have you been?" And the song moved us to pray together. I think so. We started doing some 4 a.m. prayer. Sometimes I wake up, I send her a message for us to pray and all that.
But before then, I was now posted to Kaduna for NYSC. So I moved to Kaduna for my NYSC then. So I was like, I don't know anybody here, but I think from Kaduna to Abuja is like 2 hours journey.
Yeah.
So it's not far. So I was like, okay, I know of a friend in Abuja. Then I remembered him.
Okay, so that was how she reached out to me. Anyway, we started talking, and I think she now had reason to come. She had reason to come to Abuja for a Dunamis meeting or so.
Yes.
So I told her, "Please pass by my area so that we can see and at least talk." This girl came to Abuja. She didn't come to my area, so she left. I was angry.
On the way, that was when I called.
So she now called me, I'm sorry, I'm going, I said, what do you mean? It's unfair, After ranting and all that, she just said, no, she was sorry and all that. I said, okay.
Okay, so when I was going back to Kaduna, I called him. So because he sounded so disappointed, I came after promising to see him. I didn't see him again. So I had to promise him that I will come back. Yeah. So then after like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, I now told him that he now kept disturbing me that when am I coming?
Sorry.
I said.
Yeah.
So he was like, when am I coming? So okay, I'll go for the weekend. So I'll come the following weekend. I just said it. I didn't even mean to even go there.
So she came and we spoke, and I told her that I liked her. I think casually also. It was not a big deal for me. Because usually I don't know how to do those asking out. So I was just casual about it. And she'd say, I have a boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, no problem.
Then I was having issues with him anyway.
Then we now started sharing issues, right? She started sharing, okay, look at the issues I have with my guy. I shared my own, that kind of stuff. So if you're sharing those things to someone that is eyeing you, just know that you might enter the person's trap. So that was how I saw a loophole. I said, okay, since there's an issue, I can strike. Do you understand?
No, you made a statement that since I stepped in here, that he will not call me again.
Oh my God, I remember. So I was very prophetic then. What happened was that after she told me her story and a few things that she was not liking about the relationship,
and actually I told him that it was over, but whenever he said it's over between us, he will come back calling me and begging, and I will reconcile. So, but this time around, I told him, and then I was really over. I told him that I don't want again, I'm done. Then after I told him, he said that he will never call me. Because when I told him that I know he will call me again to even say sorry. He now said that he will not call me again.
So I told her.
He did call. He didn't call again till I gave birth to my first son.
You see?
After like 5 months, when we came back for Esma, that was when he now called me.
So basically, I declared in the spirit, and I said, "This guy is not going to call you anymore because you're here now, and since you're already no longer interested, that kind of stuff." So we laughed about it, and funny enough, the guy didn't call again. That was just how she became open for me to collect, and I did collect. So let me just fast forward to when we started planning for, to settle down and all that, Remember, I didn't have a job. Even when we were dating, like we started dating and we started asking, going out officially in our minds. I didn't do the proposal thing, the giving of ring, no. I couldn't do that.
So how did we end up saying or each other?
We didn't ask out per se. We just, from that friendship, we liked each other, right? Yeah. We realized that we had similar interests. I realized that what I was looking for, at least a higher percentage, was in her, and she saw the same thing in me. So we just metamorphosed from friendship to dating to marriage. And in between this, trust me, one thing that brought us together was that we are doing early morning prayers together. So she will have visions, she will share with me. In fact, we are dealing with things as it comes, and these were real visions. So the thing bonded us. So you see, prayer actually bonds people, whether you like it or yes. So we are bonding, and from there we say, let's do this, right? There was a time, I was very broke, right? At the time, I remember she was doing MMM that time, so she was cashing out from MMM that time before the thing swallowed her money. So one time I remember calling her, she would say that story. I was out of money. I didn't have money to buy, even to refill my gas. The way girls ask guys money to buy gas. I was the one that asked her money to buy gas. So that was the first time I called her. I said, babe, how far? We are not dating, we are still friends. Not that kind of friends that like each other. I said, can I? And I asked her with Stizo, can I get 5K from you? Let me just fill my gas. We'll get it by tomorrow or by weekend. With composure. I'm sure she'll be surprised. So she wiped me 5K, pound. I filled my gas. I asked another one the next week, next 2 weeks. She still gave. I said, this guy got money also. So that was how we were she never asked me for money. I was the one asking her for money, so you can imagine. Until she was done with NYSC, I went to Kaduna. Shout out to Pastor Joshua. I went to her church, spoke to her pastor, said my interest, and the man liked me, the man loved me, the man prayed for us, and all that.
He wished us well.
He wished us well. He's a very nice pastor. And that was how I helped her pack her stuff from Kaduna, brought her to Abuja before she went to Owerri after NYSC. So while she was in Abuja, we were just discussing and chatting about wedding and all that. So we started making plans by faith. You know, what Christians do is we do by faith. So there are people who are watching this now. You found someone to marry, you've decided to marry, but you don't have the finances. You don't even know where it will come from, but you know God is leading you in that direction. So we started planning and planning and planning. So we'll write our list. You know, when you are doing things by faith, you will write firstly, it will tear it. Yeah. You will write second one, you will tear it. Because that faith never really strong. So we are writing list upon list, calling it forth, speaking with hands. We did many prophetic things. So I had one friend in church. This is the funniest part. Maybe he's watching this thing. I called him. I know he has some money. I said, hey guy, I've seen a girl I want to marry. This is my wedding. Can I come and see him? She said, yeah, come. So I went to his house. We are talking. I told him, my budget is this amount of money, but I have some of it. But you know, I need like 100K to solidify the first milestone that I want to deal with and all that. So that if you can give me that money, you know, the thing can help me reach this certain level in my preparation. Then I will give him back. That guy gave me 100,000 naira. Yeah. 100K. You know what he didn't know? That 100K
was the first money.
To
even start the
wedding plan. Because I didn't have 5,000. But I was convinced that it was time for me to carry my wife. That guy gave me that 100K, that seed, that money. We planted it down. That money spread. That money became the seed that spread all over the place. I remember using that money to pay for card. You know, when you pay for card, you have entered, you have stepped into the realm, so you don't want to go back.
Our plan was even to marry April, but we ended up marrying December.
Yeah. So that money, we used it to plan, and we planned. And funny enough, God opened doors. I started getting help from here, 20K, 30K, 50K. I started getting clients called, do this for me, do that for me. My wife got some money from herself. That was how then my parents helped. And we got married. And the self-con I was living in Abuja was where we married him. We only moved to another self-content. So, for someone listening, it's 6 years now, right? But we are not where we are not in self-con now. In between the time we were in self-con and got married till now, we've had many experiences. Okay? That shows the faithfulness of God. So that 100K we borrowed, I'm not saying you should go and borrow to marry. It's not, that's why I say it's not a template, but it's a faith template. Everybody have their own story.